Find out exactly just how simple it was for two students to scam Apple thousands of times. If you found a way to easily scam a giant corporation that's already extremely rich, would you? That's the question two engineering students asked themselves, and the answer was a resounding yes. Because these guys didn't try to scam Apple just once, or twice, or 3 times. They tried an astounding 3,069 times. These two guys were able to scam Apple out of roughly $900,000 by essentially doing a phone switcheroo, which we're going to get into in just a minute. According to federal prosecutors, it was an elaborate scheme that involved roping in friends and family while using completely fake names. If you can even call it that. We're talking about names that sometimes made 0 cents. And oh yeah, they needed a lot of different mailing addresses. So how'd they do it? Well, first they needed phones. Not real phones, but fake iPhones. And those fake iPhones all come from one place. Yep, you guessed it, China. Court documents outline a scenario in which the two men imported thousands of counterfeit iPhones. Yangyang Zhou, who had just completed his engineering degree at Oregon State University before his scamming career started, was the one responsible for getting the counterfeit shipments into the US. Of course, the iPhones they used were just a prop. What they would do is go to the Apple store and buy a real iPhone, so nothing crazy there. They then would file a warranty complaint with Apple by claiming the smartphones were broken. Now, you would think that Apple would easily be able to figure out whether or not an iPhone is real or not. This is true, theoretically they can, but here's where the trick is really good. The counterfeit iPhones were essentially just a bricked iPhone. They'd never turn on. And because they never turned on, Apple was never able to verify the authenticity of the phone. Apple would then replace the counterfeit phones with real iPhones. And then these guys would ship the real phones to China, where the guys resell the iPhones for a profit. Yangyang Zhou and his partner Quan Zhang were both engineering students in the US on F1 student visas at the time. Zhou was caught just in time as he was trying to leave for China from San Francisco International Airport back in August of 2018. Maybe he knew, or maybe he didn't, but his partner Zhang had already laid out the entire operation in a December 2017 interview with Special Agent Thomas Duffy. Zhang admitted that he received phones from an associate in China, and it was anywhere from 20 to 30 at a time. But how was he able to receive thousands of phones? Well, he used friends, relatives, and variations of his own name to receive packages from China, as well as the replacement phones from Apple. This sounds careful, right? But no, he didn't care about being careful. Because one time, Zhang actually used the name Apache Helicopter to file a claim. And the warranty claim using that name actually still got through, and he got a new iPhone. We understand that they may have been running out of names here, but they really didn't need to get stupid with it, right? Zhang explained that he deliberately coordinated the iPhone shipments to different addresses in the US in order to avoid the packages being detained by customs. His own mom was in the operation because she allegedly collected his share of the profits in China and then deposited the money into an account he can access in the US. Apple told investigators that 3,069 warranty claims were linked to either Zhang or Zhou. 1,493 of those claims were processed and replacement devices were mailed out. Apple claimed a loss of $600 for each iPhone. In total, Apple estimated that they were scammed out of $895,800. It turns out that it was nearly a 50-50 gamble on whether Apple could be scammed or not. And these guys kept on doing it. Because even if the warranty failed the first time, they'd just try again with a different name and a different address with the same phone. The claims that didn't get through were rejected because Apple had found tampering with the phones. So they would just return the phones back to them along with a letter explaining why their warranty claim had been denied. Zhang and Zhou were able to use their own names dozens of times. Isn't that a red flag in and of itself? Even for company phones, wouldn't the employee use their own name? However, the most interesting thing is none of the phones were identified as counterfeit. But why? What's the process over there at Apple anyways? Don't you think that there are plenty of people that try this, so Apple would be extra careful? But aha! Because Apple never identified any fake phones, that suggests that Zhang and Zhou had to have access to authentic iPhone serial numbers, or rather, International Mobile Equipment Identity Numbers, also called IMEI numbers. The IMEI includes information on the origin, model, and serial number of the phone. Also, these fake iPhones can now be made to be so convincing that even Apple engineers believe they're authentic. But Apple finally figured things out as early as June 30th, 2017, when its legal counsel sent Zhang a cease and desist letter. That's because by that time, Zhang had used that same address the letter was sent to file 150 different warranty claims. The funny thing is, Zhang didn't respond, so Apple had its lawyers send a second letter. So, how'd these guys figure out where to get real IMEI numbers? Or even to access the fake iPhones that look completely real? Police couldn't figure it out, but it didn't matter. These guys were already caught. Zhang faced charges of trafficking in counterfeit goods and wire fraud. Zhou was charged with submitting false or misleading information on export declaration. But who really was the brains of the operation? Apparently, it was Zhang. Although they both claimed that they didn't know the phones they had were counterfeit, only Zhou got off. He somehow was able to have all the charges against him dismissed. As for Zhang, yeah, because he was the mastermind, he got 37 months in federal prison. Watch this next video to learn the extremely sophisticated scam using hundreds of pounds of solid gold to milk $40 million from investors.